Bill Gates has had enough of Torghast. Yeah. I honestly think it's going to be great for the Warcraft universe. I can't imagine them fucking it up worse. Yeah. Yeah, it's again, like, it's re-rolling of 20-sided dice that you roll the 4 or 5 on. That's basically where we're at. The best thing that it can't get any worse, can it, guys? Guys, it can't get any worse. Yeah, guys, it can't, right? I mean, it can't get any worse. There's no way, right? I mean, there's no way. Let's see here. We deeply value individual studio cultures. Well, that's of course what they're gonna say. Like, they don't want to go in. Like, no company wants to go in and have to like micromanage these people, right? They just want to have something that they can just make money off of with as little effort as possible. It's just what makes sense. Can't wait to play Master Chief and HOTS. That's not really out of the question, is it? I mean, it's really not. Like, yeah, it's actually not out of the question. Like, that could happen. Holy shit, it's real. One can only dream and hope that WoW will be much better in the future. I mean, like, we'll see what happens. Seeing what happened in Minecraft, I have my hopes up. Their updates have all been incredible. Yeah. I mean, like, the thing is, like, what other companies, like, if Square Enix would probably not buy WoW, or not buy Blizzard, like, what other company could even buy Blizzard? Riot? Like, that's the only other one I could think of. Tencent? Yeah. Yeah, so it could get worse, right? Apple or Sony. Yeah, I guess Sony. Yeah, it's a good point. Sony could buy them. Yeah, I mean, it just depends. Awkward moment whenever the races in Halo meet the races in StarCraft. Yeah, it's actually true. It's, in a lot of ways, Covenant and Protoss. You're right about that. It's actually fucking huge. It's one of the biggest acquisition in gaming companies. Yeah, like, this is one of the biggest things that's happened, you know, industry in terms of industry for like gaming in a long time. It's really, really big. Reminder, Phil Spencer is MMO degenerate and just gave Sega money to port Phantasy Star Online 2 and make new Genesis. Well, look, I mean, like, as I said, I'd love to talk to Phil Spencer if he wants to come on Allcraft or something like that. I'd even make an exception and maybe even do it on my main stream if he wanted to come and do that. That would be amazing. So if Phil Spencer wants to come on, talk about the direction, the future. The truth is, I don't think he will. And the big reason for that is I think he probably would in the future. Like, why not, right? He seems like a pretty relaxed guy. I just don't think so, because I think that I'll ask him questions that he doesn't have the answer for. Like, he probably doesn't know whether WoW's going to be on Game Pass or not. That's the truth, right? He probably doesn't know yet. It's too soon? Yeah, exactly. You know, Kill Carnage's and JP show? Yeah, it'd be fine. Like, Blizzard is actually Blizzard is actually an anomaly. A lot of companies have no problem interacting with content creators, and they don't really give a fuck. It's only really Blizzard that acts really weird about content creators. Blizzard says Spencer's been looking for a replacement. I mean, I'm sure, right? I mean, it's the same with anybody. Of course they try and do that. Nintendo is another one. You're right about that. Yeah, but like that's like a language barrier thing, because like I would love to interview somebody from Nintendo, right? I mean, imagine like I get to talk to Reggie or something. That'd be really cool. But I think that it's a Japanese company, so there's like that extra level of separation. Yeah, Reggie left. Yeah, I know Reggie left. Isn't the guy that took in charge, isn't his name like Bowser? Yeah, Doug Bowser. Like, the guy's straight up fucking last name is Bowser. Yeah, am I right about that? I remember I read that. I was like, what the fuck, right? How's that even happen? Sony was one too? Yeah, I guess Sony too. But like a lot of these development studios, I feel like a lot of them are much more relaxed with things compared to Blizzard. You know, there are exceptions. I think Nintendo is a very good one. But that could, again, be, you know, culture and language difference. Okay, let's see here. Deal value, 70 million. Giant corporation gets even more gianter. Deals like this should give everyone pause. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd leave that up to the government. I don't know enough about that kind of stuff. Like, this is like, yeah, I agree with this, but what do I really know? You know, like I've taken 2 years in accounting, 2 years of undergrad accounting. What the fuck do I know? Let's see here. Microsoft constantly performing anti-competitive measures in every sector they can. Yeah, of course. Every company's going to do that. It's better for a company to not have to compete. Overall opinion on the whole situation, I think this is, can't get worse, right, boys? Right? I hope so. I hope it can't get worse. That's the thing, right? Is like, I'm optimistic, and my optimism is mainly hinged on how the Blizzard games will integrate into the Xbox Game Pass. I think if they include the WoW sub into the Game Pass, that it's a good thing. Do you think Xbox is going to do a Final Fantasy XIV and kill WoW and make WoW 2.0? No, I don't think so. I just don't. Like, if they ever did make a WoW 2.0, I would be kind of worried. Obviously, I'd like to see it happen, of course, but what is really WoW 2.0 if not the same game that Shadowlands is with better graphics? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, well, they're going to make WoW 2 and everything's going to be good. Like, they're going to be designing it with the same philosophies that they made Shadowlands in. Like, the engine for WoW is old. It is problematic, for sure. Would I like to see WoW in, like, a better engine? Like, not Unreal Engine, but, like, something that has the same quality as Unreal 5 engine? Absolutely. I think that we all would. But what you have to keep in mind is, like, one reason why a game like League of Legends and a game like Minecraft, they're so successful and so popular, it's because they have shitty graphics. And they're accessible to more computers and more types of players. So, yeah, minimum specs, exactly. So now it's Final Fantasy XIV on PlayStation. Now WoW will have, Microsoft will have WoW on Xbox, put on the tinfoil hat. I can only hope so. I've always been a fan of making WoW portable to console in some way or another. It'd be hard to make it fully portable, and I don't know how that would happen. But with small things, yeah, I think so. It should be on console. Yeah, I would want it to be on console. In a perfect world, it would be on console. ESO and Final Fantasy XIV are both on console, so I don't think that it's unreasonable to expect that. You think Microsoft can maintain the old Blizzard soul? I don't really even know what that is, right? It's like, it's such a amorphous, ethereal idea that, like, what is the old Blizzard soul? I think that what you're really missing is you're missing your young gamer soul more than you're missing the old Blizzard soul. I'll grant you this. You go back and you read the Warcraft 2 manual, it's pretty fucking cool, right? It's really cool. They've got tons of extra pictures. They're telling the stories. It's funny. It's interesting. Yeah, definitely. Like, is there a little bit of that? But, like, that's the way a lot of manuals used to be back then. And now there's just, it doesn't really play like that anymore. Like, games aren't like that anymore. It's the way it goes. Hey, Preach, Mad Season, you think they're going to come back to WoW? If the game's good, yeah, I think it's very simple. And also, like, if the game's popular. Preach and Mad Season both are content creators, and it's their job to create content for the games that people want to see. So if there's a lot of people that want to see WoW content, then they will make WoW content. It's just that simple. Blizzard's hemorrhaging users across their games. I think you're being very optimistic. No, I don't think I'm being optimistic. If they're hemorrhaging people across all their games, then it can't really get worse, can it? You know, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if they're already hemorrhaging people, then it's like, okay, fine, let's try something different. People want to come back. Yeah, I think people want to see the game be successful. Of course. People drink way too much Blizzard bad juice. Like, holy shit, chill. Yeah, I think it's a bit much too as well. What are your thoughts on everything getting paywalled in the Microsoft Store and Windows Store? I mean, like, games are usually paywalled. I mean, you have to pay to play the game. I don't really think this isn't really a new idea, is it? You have to pay to play a game? Blizzard using books for storytelling might come to a stop with this to promote actual gameplay storytelling. Oh, I agree with that. Absolutely. Soon? Yeah, there you go. I hope they get rid of that. I do. You think it's going to be hands-off like Bethesda? I think for the most part it will be hands-off. There's no reason for them to be hands-on for something. It's usually, like, as long as things are going well, this is generally what I would say is going to happen. If things are going well, it's hands-off. If things are not going well, it's hands-on. That's pretty much it. They won't get rid of books. Halo is 2/3 of its lore in books. Yeah, but Halo is not really the same type of game as WoW. New class added to WoW. Yeah, the Chief. There you go. First time for everything. Microsoft, WoW devs being forced to play their own game. Oh, I can only fucking hope. Yeah, I can only fucking hope, man. Oh, it'll probably take 2 expansions before we see big changes. Yeah, for sure. You think Xbox is going to remove WoW microtransactions? No, why would they? There's no reason for them to. Yeah, they're not going to give a shit. That's completely, like, that's up to Blizzard and what's going to happen. Reduce price, perhaps? I mean, like, maybe it could be included with your Game Pass and you just get all the microtransactions for free. I don't know. I doubt it, especially if you're already paying for the game. So yeah, it's not what I'd expect. You think they might buy it in console? I think it's possible. WoW going to Xbox is definitely possible. Never reduce price? Yeah, I don't think they would either. I don't mind microtransactions as long as they're purely cosmetic, don't affect the gameplay. I do, because I think that people play games to get cosmetics, and like if you just give people cosmetics for money, especially whenever the cosmetics are better than the ones you get in game, it makes people feel like their effort isn't really as meaningful. So yeah, I don't like any microtransactions in games. I would prefer to just play a sub or pay for expansions with games. That's what I've always liked more. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Do you think Microsoft's acquisition of Blizzard and WoW will tie WoW and COD to the COVID conspiracy? And if so, why is Thrall responsible? I think it would probably be the undead that would be responsible for COVID. Do you think that WoW's subscription price may change? Yeah, I think it might. I feel like it will probably be added into the Xbox Game Pass. Where the fuck did you buy a game, finish, go ahead, grind it out, go? It went into the garbage because they can make more money by selling microtransactions. It's just that simple. Yeah, and there also are games like that still do have like no microtransactions. Like I'll open up Steam here. Let me see here. Library. Let's see here. Alt F4, Dark Souls, Cuphead, Hades, Valheim. Like there's a Sekiro. A lot of these games don't really have microtransactions, so it's not like every game has them now, but there are many games that do. Witcher, yeah, The Witcher, there's another one. The Witcher has as an expansion, but as I said, I'm fine with expansions. I know it's a stupid question, but could you see WoW getting a Realm Reborn treatment? I think that if we're going to see a Realm Reborn for World of Warcraft, we're probably going to see it in 10.0, or maybe alluded to happen in the expansion after that. I do think that WoW is due for a Realm Reborn, and effectively, like, you can call it that, but, like, you could also call it a Cataclysm. Like, that's really what it is. It's a Cataclysm. Another Cataclysm. Yeah, I think it's definitely due for one. Absolutely. What's a Realm Reborn? It's just a phrase of them basically, like, remaking the game from the ground up. Yeah, that's really what it is. Your dad's newspaper was right. You should have bought Activision-Blizzard stock. Yeah. Yeah, actually it was. That's crazy whenever you think about it. A calamity? Yeah, something like that. Do you think Blizzard game will be on the other store than Battle.net, like Steam on the Microsoft store? I think they'll probably just allow both of the apps to exist simultaneously. I doubt that they'll try to make every Blizzard gamer go over to the Xbox app, but maybe they will. I think that you'll probably just see more integration. You know, like how now we can see there's like Call of Duty and everything like this? I think they'll probably just remake the Battle.net app to where it has the same features as the Xbox game app. About 40K worth? Nice, man. That's like fucking, like, what is that now? That's like 50K, pretty much. Yeah, congrats, man. That's awesome. Imagine a further web browser. Wow, everything's smooth and integrated seamlessly. Yeah, I'd love that. Now they can cut out Steam on half the market. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Steam. I'm not really sure about that. Call of Duty back on Steam, maybe? It's hard to say. Yeah, I feel like they'll probably keep Call of Duty on their own launchers. I hope they don't completely get rid of BNet. I think what they could also do, and this is just like something really easy for them, is they could just make a Battle.net skin for the Microsoft launcher. So it's the Microsoft launcher, but it looks like old Battle.net. That's something they could also do. That seems pretty possible. Yeah, it's easy. And it's like, why would they not do that? Battle.net's integrated into the games, though? Yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to deal with that. What do you think will happen to smaller Blizzard games like Heroes of the Storm and StarCraft 2? Same thing that's happening to them now. Not a whole lot. No more store mounts? No. This doesn't really... I think they're going to be adding in store mounts and doing that kind of stuff. Like, all that's going to be the same. There's not going to be a change, really, one way or another. So many streamers talking about WoW news really shows, even if the game has gone to shit, the love for the game still exists. Well, yeah, it's a huge news. I mean, it's massive news. Everybody's going to be talking about this, and you're right. I mean, of course everybody wants to see WoW do well. I think there's a lot of people who are, like, so angry about WoW that they want to see it fail. I can see why. But there aren't as many of those people as you might imagine, and there's a lot more people that just want to see the game that they grew up with do well. Like, and also, there's a lot of people who, they have, like, this fixation on only playing one MMO and playing one game. And I think that you're seeing that kind of fade away now. But for, like, the last 10 years or 15 years almost, there were a lot of WoW-only gamers, and they didn't want to play any other game. And over the course of like maybe the last few years, maybe like last 4 years, I'd say, since like WoD, you've seen that change a lot. You? Well, not really. I mean, like, not me, because I played a lot of other games. I remember you saying almost 2 years ago when Classic was out and Shadowlands was coming, it's a great time to be a WoW player, and it wasn't. Since then, it's been one of the worst times ever to be a WoW player. I think at the beginning of Shadowlands, the problem wasn't really, and like that was true though. Like, it was great. We had BC coming out. We had Classic WoW. We had Shadowlands. Like, there were a lot of really good things back then. Like, absolutely there was. The problem really is that, in my opinion, if right now we were looking forward to 9.3 and not 9.2, I think that most people would think Shadowlands is fine. The problem really with Shadowlands is a lack of content. It's the same problem that WoD had. It's not that like Shadowlands is bad. I mean, there are things that are bad about Shadowlands, I mean, for sure. But that's not the main thing. The main thing is just a lack of content. And like, I can't predict the lack of content. I think that there's a lot of people who just want more content in the game. As I said, I think that if we were talking about patch 9.3 and not 9.2 right now, half of the people that are complaining about the game would not be complaining about the game. At least half. I think that's such a huge factor, man. Like, the lack of content.